Well, following an amazing and resilient 11-point win against Adelaide on the weekend, we have a special treat on the debrief tonight. She's kicked 62 goals across 73 games. She was Melbourne's leading goal kicker last year. She is the youngest player in league history to reach 50 games. And most importantly, she is a Melbourne Premiership player. Alyssa Bannan, welcome to the debrief.
Wow, thank you. That was a very, very impressive introduction.
We've got even more facts about you.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Let me start with the most obvious question, as always. What were the scenes like in the rooms after the game on the weekend? That was a real impressive, mature performance, and we were absolutely wrapped up in the stands.
Yeah, as you can imagine, energy was really, really high afterwards. We put everything that we had out onto that field. It was looking a little bit worrying at halftime, as I'm sure you would have felt. But Mick's halftime message was awesome, and then just the girls' ability to just reset, coming back into the third quarter and pull out the performance that we did and the others did is huge. So we're very, very excited for this weekend. Super pumped to be playing North. I don't think we've played them in a little while, so it'll be a very, very good game. But energy was so high, and it still is.
Well, we'll get on to the preview of North Melbourne. We won't talk about the last time we played them, but it's a new season. We certainly haven't played them this year.
Yes, it is. It's true. It's true.
And let's just save all our good stuff for the final, I think, anyway.
Of course we do. Play our best footy in finals.
That's right.
In all seriousness, on the weekend, so in the second quarter, I know that any supporter would say this, but the umpiring really was questionable. I mean, the 50-metre again, who was that against? Georgia Gall was just nowhere. But it is hard to steady after that stuff, right? Like, it's really distracting.
Oh, 100%. And I think it's especially when you get 3 free kicks in against you in a minute or whatever it was. It's pretty disheartening. But I think it was really come at a good time, in a sense that I feel like if it happened later in the game, it might have been a bit harder to try and switch back and turn that around. But yeah, just before halftime was good for just everyone to reset, kind of stop and take a break and figure out what we're doing wrong, what we can improve on, and how we can get our best footy back to it. So yeah, look, it was a bit frustrating at the time when it happened, but yeah, probably a good wake up call to get us back in the game and playing our footy.
Yeah, well, I was talking to Michael in the chat, and that's 9 goals from free kicks in 8 quarters of football or finals football, and only one of them was there.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous, but
Yep.
It is what it is. You wear the number 6.
Yes, I do.
The famous number 6. Talk us through the history of what that number is, and what does it feel like to walk around Melbourne knowing that you wear that number?
Oh, I still feel a bit surreal wearing it. Because obviously, as a fair few D's fans, and I'm sure AFLW fans in general would know that Daisy Pearce wore the number 6, and she is an absolute superstar and trailblazer for women's footy. So coming into the club and then, being able to have her as my captain for my first 4 or 5 years of football was something I can't really put words into. So incredible. She's such a wonderful role model, and I'm so, so grateful for her. And then, to be able to be offered the number 6 and now represent not only myself but also Daisy wearing it is, just lost for words. I'm so grateful and truly just honoured that the club has that much belief in me as a person and a player. But yeah, I still just walk around and see people in the number 6 and I'm like, oh, Daisy Pearce. But it's no, actually, it's Alyssa Bannan. So I'm just so grateful.
You look nothing like Daisy, so...
I know. Oh, I know.
Look, people that listen to the pod know I talk about my daughter a little bit, and you obviously know her. She sees the number 6 and she just starts running. And it's like, Banno, 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 Banno. And I'm just like...
Oh, my God.
How do you... I don't know how you do it with kids, because you are unbelievable with them. Are you going to study teaching or anything when you finish your career or anything? Because You are so good with kids.
I appreciate that. It's kind of funny because in general, I feel like maybe I probably shouldn't say this on air, but
We
might
can
as well.
cut it. We can cut it out
Yeah,
because it's too
great.
controversial.
We'll see what happens. I'm usually not a huge fan of kids,
Oh my God, Bano, walk it
But-
back.
but I now have a 2-year-old niece. So my brother had a little girl a couple of years ago, and I'm really, really close with her, and I think growing up with her and being able to be a role model for her and kind of like take her under my wing, and she's almost like, it's kind of odd to say, but she's almost like kind of like unofficially my child as well, just because I spend so much time with her and have such a good connection with her, and take her to daycare and have sleepovers, and so I think like having her in my life and such a pivotal role with who I am as a person and how I present myself has absolutely helped with how I am with kids, and I guess like my patience and love and care and genuine interest in them, because they are truly like some of the funniest people in the world, as I'm sure you would know.
Oh,
Like
they're also some of the most annoying, Bano. So let's not get too
wow.
excited. Kids.
That is all true, but as a parent, they can be annoying. But kids, they just speak the truth. They just go whack. There's no filter.
It's true, and it can be super sassy or it can be super hilarious, or so I think it's just they're unpredictable and it's really, really entertaining. So
And then when they have a meltdown, you can hand them back.
exactly what I love about being an auntie. But I think she's definitely helped with that, and I think kids are such a pivotal role in sport, and like they're our future fans and our future supporters and also our future like players, and so it's like they have play such an important role in our community that like how could you not want to just be there and make them happy and do things to keep encouraging them to come to the footy, and like they're the generation that brings
and it's
in
pivotal.
people.
It's pivotal to get them early too. If you can get them early, and you only have to get one kid, you get one kid, and then you've got the whole family.
Absolutely.
Because that kid's just going to keep pestering until they get
Absolutely.
to go to the footy.
Oh my gosh, the number of people that are like, oh, I have 2 or 3 kids, but like my youngest is a massive D supporter, so now we have to go to every game, and it's like great because then you keep coming, and now you're going to be a D supporter. So
That's right.
I just think they play such an important role in our footy community, and like how can you not just love them and just want to, just take all their energy? Like it's so infectious, and they're just so happy to be there. So
that's certainly how it appears too, that you just you absorb that happiness and the genuine love that those kids have, and you can certainly see it with your niece for sure.
They're so good. And I think because sometimes, especially their age, like he obviously understands the parent Johnny is they don't like always quite understand or get everything. So it's like, if we have a really bad loss, like they're still like, oh my gosh, this is the best because my favorite player is coming over to say hi. So they're really good at grounding you as well, which is what I find. So
Absolutely.
you just have to soak it in. Really,
can I get a red footy, Daddy? Can I get a red footy?
We probably should drag it back onto some actual
derailed this conversation.
Now you were known for playing on and running around the mark in previous seasons. Is that a deliberate change? Something that's just happened that doesn't happen so much anymore, or?
Do you know what's funny? When it did happen, because I feel like the first time it happened, and it's probably like how I'm known as running around the mark, it was against Adelaide. In that, was it our prelim against them at Icon Park?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Themes.
Such a good game. Super stoked about it. But I just remember in that specific instance, the umpire had set the mark, and then when they were lining me up, I was really, I was off. Like I wasn't, how usually you have like you got the ball, and then it's between you and the goals is like the person on the mark is like directly in between. In this instance, she was like a meter or two to my left. So I was like really off and there was just lots of space. So I think just in that moment, I was like, I might just run around, get a few more meters just in case.
Yeah.
And get a bit closer to the goal. But yeah, I reckon just from that, it's kind of just like spiraled on and it's like, okay, well now I can do it.
Do you know it's left such an impression on people? Because for people that vaguely follow Melbourne, and I was with a couple of them at the game last week, when you get the ball for the free kick or a mark, they'll like lean in and there's this genuine excitement. Is she gonna run around? Oh, she hasn't done it this year.
So funny.
It's
I
so
might have
good.
to pull it out. But yeah, it was just a genuine, like I wasn't even thinking about it until the umpire had set me on my line. I was like, wow, I really have, like, Adelaide probably isn't even on the mark right now. I just have so much space. So
Well,
it was
let's
just a spur of the moment. This is what the cards have drawn for me. So
let's hope we have a North Melbourne player that wants to do the same for you this week.
yeah, we'll see what happens, shall we?
I was about to say, it'd be nice for you to make Emma Carney look silly.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if she's on the mark for me.
I hope they don't listen to the podcast. They're going to be all over that tactic. We might edit that bit out as well, I think. In terms of your tactics, last year, we talked about this a lot on the podcast last year. The team obviously started slowly. We had a huge number of injuries. Mm-hmm. We felt also, don't take this personally, although how could you not, but your season had also started slowly until you got sent really deep and you got sent to the goal square. And I don't know if that was a specific tactic that was planned in advance or something that happened just during a game. But from that point on, your season seemed to sort of click into gear, and also like Melbourne's kind of seemed to click into gear. Like we nearly made finals. Was it a plan that you had sort of put together with Mick? Was it a spur of the moment thing? Are we likely to see it again? Because you look very dangerous when you're one out inside 50.
Yeah, honestly, like it wasn't. I didn't really have a direct chat with Mick about it. I think it was just we had that really, really bad loss to Essendon, and kind of just needed to look back at our structure and start from scratch. And it was possibly just the teams that we were coming up against, how we wanted to set up like our players. Like I think that like speed is obviously one of my strengths. So when I was playing deepest, it was usually to try and outrun my opponent with all the space. There wasn't really a specific conversation with Mick. I think it was just this is what the lineup's going to be. We're going to try you out as the deepest forward and we're going to see how that goes. And yeah, sometimes it come off, sometimes it didn't. But we just fiddle around with it and see what works based on the opposition.
Well, that's a really good answer. That's a great insight. Following on from that, what's your ideal position that you like to play? And would you like to spend more time in the middle?
It's a good question. It's a very good question. I feel like I play quite a few positions, and I'm quite happy just to get thrown in them. So I feel like I get this question a fair bit. But at the end of the day, it kind of just depends on who we're up against. I think I think we've had a couple of games against Brisbane where when I'm put deep, I have a lot of fun because I get to run around and, play a few tricks with my leading patterns and stuff. Because a lot of like Nat Ryder, Jade Ellinger, really quick players, but play as a high back. When I'm deep against, a team like Brisbane, I get to, have a bit more freedom with my running. But I think teams like Adelaide, North Melbourne even, playing up a bit higher is more enjoyable because I feel like I get to contribute a bit more. Especially when we haven't had the ball in our forward 50 a lot, being able to play on the high forward or the wing just to be closer to the contest or get up around the ground. I think I prefer. So it's super dependent on the opposition that we're playing. At the end of the day, so long as I'm on the field, I couldn't be happier.
Very diplomatic. That's great.
But I just anywhere where I can run and just like contribute and help with the team is a position I'm happy to be in.
Spoken like a true footballer.
Yeah.
All true footballers are just happy to be out there no matter where they're playing.
It's true.
So who do you think is the most improved player this year? I know last week Liv mentioned Riley Witherspoon.
Mm-hmm.
that's sort of hard to argue against at the moment, particularly as she played last week. She was
It's true.
pretty impressive again last week. But who else do you think is probably one of our most improved, if it's not Riley as our most improved?
Yeah, well, Suni definitely is up there. She's had a blinder of a season. I think there's like a few names that pop to the top of my head. I think Megan Fitzsimon has really stepped into her role this year. She's been super consistent, worked super hard in the off season, and getting to see her play as a high forward that can get into the contest and also a few midfield minutes. She's really just taken the game on. I think similarly, Saray Taylor, she put in so much work in the off season, and you can just tell when she's on the field, her and Talia Gillard, they just work so well together, deep back. They just seem to be able to read each other's minds, and their connection is second to none. But yeah, I think they're doing
Mandy's
incredible.
grinning, Bano, because that's the two players that we've probably have spoken about the most on the podcast
Really?
this year as
There
the
you
most
go.
improved. Like,
There you go.
Absolutely.
Well, it's good
Yeah.
to see that you're seeing it too. But yeah, I just think that they've put so much effort into the off season, and even Shelley Heath, she's played so many more minutes in the midfield, and really no one can stop her.
Oh, she was amazing.
she got a disposals record on the weekend. That was her
Huge.
most ever.
Oh,
No,
that's fantastic.
We've been saying on the pod all year that she's the most underrated player in the comp.
Absolutely.
Outside of Melbourne.
No one rates her outside of the four walls and the supporter base.
No, which is ridiculous. I think the AFL Women's did a post of the best players based on their numbers.
Yeah.
And Heater might have been a special mention. And I think she is by far the best.
I mean, the progression in her game this year, what we've said about her maybe over the last season and a half is she's gone from a tagger, tackling, great, but this year her creativity and her ability to bust a pack and break a line and she definitely has stepped up. That's a great call.
Yeah, absolutely. And she just has so much more freedom. She's still kind of playing that defensive role, but more so in the midfield and around the ball. And you can just see when she gets her hands on the footy, like you said, Michael, she just busts through tackles. She's more creative. She's taking the game on. And yeah, I'm super, super excited to see how she goes in the next couple of years because she's really only just hitting her peak. So
that is a nice segue into the next question.
Oh.
Well, my next is you've signed on until 2027. You signed on last year, right?
Yeah.
And that's our list at the moment. Again, this follows on from talking to Liv last week, she's signed on till 2027. We have a great age profile at Melbourne at the moment. You and Heater and Liv and Maeve, and there's so many players in that sort of 22 to 25, 26 age bracket. You must be feeling good about the next couple of years, regardless of what happens over the next couple of weeks. The next couple of years feels really good for Melbourne age profile-wise, list profile-wise.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And I think looking at the list of names that we've got, because although we're such a relatively youngish team, there's still so much experience in those players. And yeah, the depth is second to none as we've seen this year. Like you said, we had a slow start based on injury last season, but kind of a similar start this year with injury. But the depth has just been so strong that we've been able to get some wins. So yeah, it's just super exciting, and especially with the caliber of players like Maeve and Liv and Peter and Charles, I think these supporters should be very, very, very excited about the next couple of seasons.
I think you're right.
Pumped. Yeah.
No, we are. We're always pumped, but we're even more pumped. But we're just following on that with what's the mood like around the club? Because we're obviously hopefully getting Mavo back this week, Ito as well. Does that drop the mood at all? Because you got players like Riggers, Alyssa, I said that wrong, Alyssa, Gab and Lily Johnson. They'd be playing anywhere else except for maybe North.
The depth creates the problem of...
Yes, which is always an issue in the sense that everybody just wants to get on the field. But I think what's so good about that with us is that we all know that. And because of that, we all really, really push each other to be their best. And at the end of the day, it's AFLW is the highest in like the highest competition that you can be part of. So you want the best team available on the field. Like, it's a business, you want to win. But I think our connection with the group is so strong that like everyone's just so understanding and just wants what's best for the team. And yeah, like you said, like a couple of big names for a potential return this weekend. And so stakes are going to be high. I mean, I do not envy the coaches. I don't want to be in their position having to pick the team for this weekend, but it just creates such high competitiveness in the group, and it just means everyone's so much better for it. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be like a few disappointed emotions going around, a couple of players, you know, for potential team change. But at the end of the day, everyone is just super excited to be part of the team, and we want to win. So.
Well, you certainly you don't win premierships with only 21 good players. So I mean, the depth is it's got to be there. And looking at some of the players, I mean, I saw Alyssa on the weekend. I saw Gemma. They're not faking this. They are genuinely happy. They were so pumped after the game. They were so pumped during the game. Like, there is clearly a great culture down at Melbourne amongst the sort of 26 players in the frame to get picked. So something's going right.
Good. It's true. And it's so good. Like you said, the culture is so good and huge with our W program and even our men's program. Like, we're seeing that with obviously a bit of a staff change, but the energy is just awesome around the club as a whole. And I think because there's just so much care for everyone as individuals and as people, at the end of the day, if you don't make the team for that week, like, it's not a reflection of you as a person, and everybody knows that. And like, we know that it's not just, like you said, it's not just the 21 on the field that win it. It's everyone in the program. So if you're going to celebrate, you're celebrating with everyone. If you win, it's like you're winning with everyone. It's not just those that take the field.
To that point, you talk about staff changes. There's been some obvious staff changes at Melbourne this year. Where there hasn't been a staff change, Mick Stanier coached his 100th game on the weekend. It would be very remiss of us not to get a soundbite from you on Mick. Clearly, everyone just loves him down there. Give us some sort of sense of what it is in a snapshot about Mick that makes him such a great coach.
Oh, he is such an incredible person, and he just has so much care and love for everybody at the club. He was, saying on the weekend, post game, that he has been lucky enough to have a hand in pretty much everyone's journey to the club that was in that room. And I certainly remember my first time meeting him. It was online because we were in COVID when I was getting drafted, and I was chatting with him and Todd, and he was just sitting there silently just watching. I was actually quite scared, but but as soon as I got to the club and met him in person, like, he just wrapped his arms around me and took me under his wing, and that's pretty much exactly who he is. He's just always there for somebody, like the person that you know you can go to if something is going super well or if something isn't going well. He just has so much love for everyone in the club and just wants you to be the best that you can, but like not only on the field, off the field as well. So we're just like super grateful for him. I honestly couldn't even think of a better coach to be part of this team and to be coaching this team.
What I want to know is, after we win this weekend, who would you prefer to play, Brisbane or Carlton?
Oh, it's a good question. Look, I would love to play Brizzy just so we can like beat them this season. They're 2-0 on us at the moment, so it would be nice to play them and really beat them in the most important game of the season. But I think it would be really exciting to play Carlton. It would mean that we get a Melbourne grand final, which will be huge. Yep. But also I think they're playing some really, really good footy at the moment, and we haven't played them this season. So it would be pretty exciting to go up against them and see, how the two match up, because they are showing some pretty exciting footy at the moment. So I'm excited to watch their game this weekend.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago you would have answered Carlton to that question, but after watching,
it's true. But there's just something about beating Brisbane that's it's really enjoyable. Really
It brings
enjoyable.
back the memories of the grand final win.
It's true. It's true.
I think it's oh hell, that was a day and a half. But and also, I mean, when you were talking before, it reminds me of how young you all were when you won that premiership. It's absolutely bonkers. But anyway, coming back to something that Jono said before, he said it in jest. But what do you do outside the club? You used to study nursing and paramedicine. Are you still studying outside of footy?
Yes, I'm still studying. I work at the club, which is why I'm actually in Kid. I'm still in the office. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
still working, so I work in the
That's
community
because there's a
team.
new CEO. You just need to make sure they're seeing
we
you.
don't stop. We don't
Yeah.
stop. No, so I do that, which is really fun. They're super flexible with footy, which I really enjoy. But yeah, still studying. I feel like it's kind of all that happens during football season is footy, working here, and trying to get some study in. But yeah, other than that, I'm looking after my niece. So kind of all we've got time for.
Well, just a quick follow up to that. With so much footy, what do you do to get away from it? Because too much footy, as we know, can be bad. So what do you do to sort of wind down and get away from footy a little bit?
Yeah, I find that obviously connecting with family and friends is super, super important. But having a hobby, for me, having a hobby outside of football is really good at taking me away from the football life and like being in that environment. So like at the moment, I really love, like I'm really into reading. And so on my off days, I'll be at home, go for a walk, come home, read. I might watch a Netflix episode with my housemates and then I'm reading, and it's like just doing stuff that has nothing to do with football at all. I find is really, really helpful for me. So on the Sunday, after our semi-final, I was at home and I ticked off as many chores and life admin tasks as I could, and besides the review, I don't think I did anything else football related. So yeah,
You need a Mad Monday in your life at some point. There's
in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
2
in
weeks'
2
time,
weeks'
we'll
time.
get it.
With a premiership medal hanging around your neck.
We
Ideally.
hope so.
Exactly.
So, who are your best mates at the club, and who do you hang around with?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I've always been that person that kind of just like hovers between different groups. I'm kind of like friends with everyone. I lived with Fitzy for a year, so naturally I've just drawn with her and super close with her. Alyssa Bannan, I kind of took her under my wing last season as like her mentor buddy, so got really close with her. I think a fair few of the forwards, naturally you just spend a lot of time together, so connecting with Gawley and Taylor Harris and Eden Zanker, it's pretty easy to just latch onto them, and because you just spend so much time and have to build such a connection with them on field. It's pretty easy to form that connection off field as well. I feel like I'm just friends with everyone. Saray Taylor, I've spent a fair bit of time getting to know this year, which has been really fun. Similar, Shelley Heath, been spending a fair bit of time getting to know her. So I kind of just like bob around with people.
We understand.
Very
we
curious
understand.
person.
Saray's a bit of a bookworm as well. We believe.
Yeah, well, she's a writer, so
Yeah.
naturally she kind of has to like be part of that that book world. But I think she just like is very insightful and has a lot to do. And I think possibly because I love reading is why it's quite easy to get along with her. And it's always, how's your writing going? What have you been writing? What have you been reading? But I think she's somebody that is genuinely curious about people and wants to know everything about you. So it's really easy to then get to know her and everything about her because she's just so open and wants to do the same with you. So it's been really nice getting to know her a bit more this year.
On a more competitive note, you have the reputation, maybe had the reputation, I don't know, of being the fastest player at Melbourne. Is that still true, or who is the fastest? Who's the second fastest person at Melbourne behind you?
This is where I feel like a bit of technicality comes into it.
Yeah, 50 metres. 50 metres.
Okay, 50 metres, the fastest person would be Shelley Heath.
Really?
I reckon I've got her over 200 metres.
The long legs come into it.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Long legs. It just takes a little bit longer to get going. I keep saying this to our high performance manager, because on our main training sessions, we do speed run throughs, and our third run through is always our quickest one, which is our 100%. But because it's only 50 meters, I never get to hit it. And then our Geelong game down in Geelong, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was like a late interchange, and I had to come off from the bench, and I had to sprint into the 50-meter line because I didn't want a warning for the 5.65 rule. And lo and behold, I got like my top speed for that season, and that was over like 80 meters. So
that was your top speed for the season, and you were just coming onto the ground. You weren't even chasing the ball.
100%. So by technicality, Shelley would be the quickest over 50. I think I've got her over 200 meters.
So maybe you just need to start 50 meters behind and a little bit before, and then you'll get them.
What I keep telling him.
That I like. I have a completely left field question, only because I'm curious. What's your thoughts on the State of Origin game? Would you play if you were selected in a State of Origin game, and when would be the ideal time to play it? A lot of talk about this, obviously, but when's the best time to do it?
Yeah, I think it would be super fun to play in it, just for something different. And like everyone just wants to play footy, so the fact that like there'd be another opportunity to do it, and with like the best players in the league would be super, super fun. And I feel like great for the fans as well. Oh, it's another question with the timing. It's really hard because you could do post-season, which is probably the most ideal time, as like football's done. You still have like your training loads and everything, so it's not like you've lost fitness or strength. So it would be really easy to go back into that that game style. But at that time, a lot of people are going away because they're off season, and it's, for the teams that don't make finals, that's an extra 4 weeks plus that they have to wait, and so it's really tricky. And then similar, if we do pre-season again, probably another great time to do it, but it also then poses the question of, it's really close to the beginning of the season. If there's injury, what does that look like for the rest of the year? Training wise, will they have to start training earlier? It just, there's lots to think about. Again, don't envy those that need to make the decision, because there's, plenty of moving parts to put in place. But if there was an opportunity and I got asked to do it, absolutely, I'd say yes.
I know my theory. Introduce a proper full season, have a bye in the middle, and play it then.
Look, that would solve all the issues, wouldn't it? Solve all the issues.
It would. Let's not get into if we get Mandy going, especially on the structure of the we're all in agreement, but we could disappear into a very deep rabbit hole.
Be here for a while, wouldn't we?
Yep.
Bano, we are so grateful, and not just for you giving us your time, but during a finals week when you must be busy, there must be a lot going on around the club, and it's after hours. But we really, really appreciate it, the excitement. Just after that semi-final win, I mean, my WhatsApp was blowing up from all people who are sort of, again, they vaguely follow it, but there seems to be this real fan momentum after that semi-final, and we can't wait for the prelim. It's going to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, it's going to be so exciting. I reckon the environment and atmosphere there at Icon is going to be huge as well with North. But just let's just get down as many people as we can wearing Dee's colours, and I'm sure they won't be disappointed.
No, absolutely. There's heaps more we can talk about, and you've been amazing, but we'll have to get you back on next year and let you go now. Thank you so much, and good luck on Saturday. We will all obviously be there, and hopefully you can hear us above those North pretenders.
No, thank you so much. I've had such a great time, but definitely going to have to come back on so we can get through the rest of your question sheet. But no, thank you. I really appreciate it. I've had heaps of fun.
Awesome. Thanks, Bano.
Thanks, Bano.
See you on the weekend.
See ya.
Go Dees.
Go Dees.
Alyssa Bannan, what an absolute champion. And I can't emphasise enough, the youngest player in the league to reach 50 games. So really quite amazing. And one of those sort of very, very new generation AFLW players who
Absolutely.
Has definitely benefited from the league existing as she came through her teen ranks. So let's talk really, really quickly in the few minutes we've got left. In a nutshell, the Adelaide game, what was the takeaways, or what were the takeaways?
I think we lost momentum in that second quarter for sure, where we had those interesting free kick decisions made. That's all I'm going to say about that. But the fact that we had the maturity to come back out in the second half and totally turn that around, I thought was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We're not going to have that chance next week. We can't afford to have a bad quarter.
No, but I'm not a whole quarter. But what was really impressive, it reminded me of the Geelong game. You know, because games ebb and flow, and you've got to be able to recover from the ebbs. And I thought it was really mature, really resilient.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was mature. I thought we started really, really well, and then in that second quarter, we got dominated out of the middle. It was something like 4 centre clearances to none, and I think they were +8 overall in clearances for the quarter, which really hurts us because that's our game.
Yeah.
I think the most concerning thing for me was we only laid one forward 50 tackle for the entire game.
Which is very unusual.
Which is really, really unusual, and we're going to have to lay 25 at least this week if we're going to be a chance. But Mick, we say it all the time, he's just a genius. He threw the magnets around at halftime to a certain extent, threw Taylor into the ruck, threw Boheme into the middle, and Adelaide weren't ready for it.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some surprises against North. I don't know what it's going to be. Like, clearly doesn't listen to us, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some magnets in weird positions on the ground.
I think we have to. It's a free hit. We've been saying it all week to each other. It's a free hit. We're not expected to win.
Well, they say if they bleed, you can beat them.
Yeah, if they bleed, you can kill them.
Yeah.
If it bleeds, you can kill it. You know, Lee Matthews winning a 2001 grand final. So
yeah, I mean, look, let's be honest. I mean, Kate got probably the best game, first player ever to have 25 plus possessions, 3 goals in a final.
Yep.
She just keeps getting better and better. We all know how amazing she is, and she is the queen of the dribble goal.
Oh my God, that was the 4 times now. 4 times this season.
Who else does that?
Yeah.
no one. That was just so good. Oh, and we spoke off camera about it as well, and I think we know I'm really biased, but she is the best player in the game. No one else can do what she does. She goes behind the footy, she goes in the middle, and then she kicks goals.
I think you could have the debate and every club will make different arguments. I think over the last 2 or 3 weeks, she probably is the best player in the league.
Yep.
And that coming into a final like this, that's huge. Having the best player on the ground, but then coming up against the North Melbourne team who was just filled with talent.
26 in a row, aren't they, W's? So that's going to be really hard to...
Pity that's going to end at 25. Pity that's going to end at 25 for him.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
I thought Riley Witherspoon was, again, probably her best game.
My post on Instagram about Mixton's 100th game was that he's got an easy job next week. All he has to do is you just kick it to Riley and get out of the way. That's the only thing we've got to do. She was just, in that last quarter especially, those 2 marks inside 50, absolute talent. Like, she has arrived.
Well, that first one, she had no right to mark. She jumped like 30 minutes early for it.
Yeah.
And just hung in the air. It was like a Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was Maggie Marnie kicking it in there, and she probably slightly overcooked it. And Riley just pulled it from the clouds.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And, of course, Talia, those run-down tackles.
I mean, the highlights on the social. I'll tell you where they're coming from. Was it you or Larissa? I'm sure it was you criticising her running style 5 weeks ago.
Baby giraffe.
She's listened to that and she's like, I am going to prove you wrong.
I hope so. I'll take the credit. Don't get me wrong.
Once she gets moving, she is quick.
And she was fiery.
Yeah.
Like, she shoved.
Yeah, after the tackle.
After that tackle, she shoved her back into the ground, and I thought, yes, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Fired up.
Yeah.
Did you see Kate get fired up in the middle of the ground? After she'd been taken off the ball. That was a real turning point in the game. Like, that's when it really went up a notch.
It swung the momentum of the game, and she drilled Marin off, and Marin off was not happy. She was not happy at all.
You don't see that much from Kate. Like, she keeps her emotions pretty in check, but she really fired up.
Yeah, and I think it was good to see. And I think the girls around her saw it as well, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Well, if she's fired up, let's go."
Totally.
Like, because we dominated from that point on.
Yeah.
Apart from that last goal they kicked after the siren from some stupid free kick again, but yeah, we actually dominated after that.
Yeah. There was a bit of junk
And there
time
was
stuff.
another, clever Paxi decision making again.
Paxi was back to her best, and we all said she'd sort of lowered her colours against Brisbane. She was back. It was just a blip.
And, I just look at them and I go, where does she see her teammates? Like, there's not necessarily that much room.
Yeah.
And she still instinctively knows where her teammates are going to be and gets the ball to the right position.
There's another really good one on the socials where I think she handballs off to Hanksy, who then kicks it inside 50. Did you see this one? And you can see Paxi lines it up to kick inside 50. The option's not there, and she's just aware that Hanksy's there. She stops, goes sideways, and that's just experience. It's nearly a decade of AFLW experience to not take the first option, to steady, to choose the best option, and then to execute on it. It was, I thought she was way back to her best game.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And you're right. And it's pure experience, but it's also a natural instinct that you just can't teach.
Yeah.
Football. It's just a natural footballing thing to do, and you can't teach it.
Yeah.
And she just, for some reason, her peripheral vision is amazing.
Yeah.
She knows where everybody is.
She will turn up for the prelim for the 2022. For the premiership season in 2022. For the prelim, she had a blinder. I still remember it because she'd had an off game the week before, and I'd sort of been saying, "Oh, I wonder if Paxi's still there." And then in the prelim, she absolutely turned up. So I've got every confidence that this week she's going to be up and about.
We've certainly given ourselves the best momentum chance.
Totally.
To do it.
Totally. Yep.
Absolutely, we have.
Yeah.
I think just finally on the game, your votes. I've got them in front of me.
Oh God, no! You read out mine. I don't have them ready.
It's all right. Well, Michael's given 5 to Kate.
Obviously,
she was best on ground.
Yeah.
4 to Shell, 3 to Talia, 2 to Lizzie, and 1 to Boheem. I gave 5 to Kate, 4 to Heater, 3 to Talia, 2 to Boheem, and I gave 1 to Fitzy. I just thought Fitzy was unbelievable.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to give the votes. Kate and Shelley are, they turned it on.
Daylight.
Yeah.
5 and the 4 was pretty easy. The rest was just, you could have spread it over the other.
That is why selection is a nightmare this week.
But in a good way.
In a good way. It's in a great way, but also in that terrible way of no one deserves to be dropped, but you've got to find 2 spots.
Yep.
And so, I think it's a good problem to have. But
It certainly is.
like we've been saying, we need to make sure that we don't run too far over time. But I guess just the predictions for this week and, where the game's going to be won and lost.
Look, optimistically, everyone's beatable, so we can beat them, and I'm going to predict us to win by a couple of goals as long as we keep them below 45 points. We have to keep them below 45 points.
Yeah.
As a realist, and Mitch and I spoke about this, you just hope to get within 5 goals. No one's got within 29 points of them all year.
Yeah.
So but the challenge is certainly there. If anyone's going to beat them, it's going to be us.
Yep.
Because we generally match up pretty well with them.
Yep.
But you have to shut down Garner first and foremost, and you have to shut down Bruton and Carney off half-back. You cannot give them time to use the footy, or they will tear you to shreds.
Yeah, and we're probably going to have to go tall in the forward line again. I think that's the only way, and we have to convert. If we are not on song to kick those goals early, we're really going to struggle.
Yeah, we almost have to be perfect. We almost can't miss a set shot because we're not going to get many of them.
Yeah.
I mean, their lowest winning margin, North's lowest winning margin this year was 29 points against Brisbane. So that's huge.
Yeah. No, look, I do believe in the if it bleeds, you can kill it philosophy, and also that, that all things must come to an end, that, you can't win 100 games in a row. I think you'll see an extremely defensive setup from us. That's been what we've done in the past against, oppositions.
You're going to have to be careful because you can't cost yourself goals by going too defensive.
Sure, but the lower scoring the game, like Jono just said, the higher our chances. And so it's all about, in a shootout we lose, so it's all about flooding as quickly as possible. I wouldn't be surprised if they start Kate behind the ball from the first bounce. Obviously you've got the 6-4-6 rule, but it's other than that, or whatever it is, the
Yeah.
4-6-4 rule.
Yeah.
But it's it'll be. I don't know that it'll be the best display of football, but it will be a great display of tactics.
Yeah, well, you've got to take the middle of the ground away from them. You cannot let them burn you through the middle,
Through the corridor.
through the corridor. Yeah,
Yeah.
Make them beat you by going around the outside of the ground.
Yep.
Force it wide.
If you force it wide and they beat you and they beat you comfortably, you just sit there and you clap your hands and you go, too good.
Yeah.
Don't let them beat you through the middle because that's where they've beaten everybody.
Yep.
So control the centre, try and control. It's easier said than done because they are a ripping midfield. But if you can win the centre clearance battle and get the game on your terms going forward, makes it a lot easier.
I mean, I think we're lucky too in that we've got that backup ruck.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a terrible backup ruck to have, isn't it?
and the break glass in emergency,
Yeah.
Taylor Harris.
Yes.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well,
People that can go through Edo can go through there. GC's really come along the last 5 weeks in the ruck as well.
it was GC's goal in the last quarter.
You know,
So good.
at a pinch, you can throw Georgia Gore in there. She's got enough athleticism to go through there. We've got plenty of options. They've got 2 ruckmen. That's it.
I'm predicting a 1-point win to Melbourne. Riley Wotherspoon kicking a goal after the siren to win the game.
Ooh,
That's
that would
huge.
be
I like
awesome.
And scenes, just scenes everywhere.
Yeah.
If that happens, I'll be jumping on the field.
Yeah, totally. I'm with you.
I reckon it's going to be Kate that kicks it after the siren, though, to win by 2.
I'm
Either
always
would
the
be good.
optimist here, aren't I? I
Oh, that
reckon
would be good.
8 points and Kate's going to kick 4.
Well, that would be
Kate
great.
kicks 4, we've probably got it done.
Yeah, that's a fair call. Well, we'll all be there for those coming along. It's 3:00, I think, on Saturday.
3:05 at Icon.
So it's the only game in Melbourne this week. It should be an absolute cracker. I think it's going to be dry, if a little overcast. Perfect opportunity to get down and watch some footy. Head out afterwards because you'll be right in the heart of the city. Until then, go D's.
Go D's.
Go D's.